Well, I have arrived here at Mark Blanchard's. He's our local guitar builder here in Los Gatos, and we're going to drop in and see what's happening. Mark, can I come in?
Come on in, Neil.
How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Wow, what are you working on there?
This is a guitar top.
Yeah?
For the guitar I'm building right now.
Okay.
It's a Brazilian thing with crooked frets and everything.
Crooked frets. Okay, this is a little off many people's radar. Tell me about it.
It's a fan fret fingerboard. The scale length on the treble string is shorter than the scale length on the bass string. So the frets have to be splayed out.
Right.
It helps with string tension on the low strings, especially if you're using drop tunings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's one of the main advantages. Some people say it's actually easier to play ergonomically.
That's what I wonder. Would your hand notice?
Up and down, there's a natural tendency for it to arc a little bit. So, especially up the neck, the frets being slanted a bit makes it easier to play. I find it a little weird down by the neck.
That's what I'm thinking about playing an F chord and feeling like that's a little hard because I already have trouble with people having their hand look like this on the string. You know, it's like and getting it around. You know, like this. So this reverse camber almost that you need in there.
Yeah.
Seems.
Well, I'm taking the word of the players to say that.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people
almost nothing to adjust to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
If they want to play them, I'll build them.
Yeah. Yeah. What the heck? That's worth it.
Yeah.
So you have about. How much square footage here?
Well, maybe 180 square feet.
180 square feet. So
I've got
that's
a lot of stuff packed in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most of it's for guitars, although some of it's just for taking care of the house and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. We're in the garage of a very old house.
Workbench here I built 30 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Solid maple. And got all my.
You could have made guitars out of that, huh?
Yeah, I could have. Maple makes some good.
Still could if you got rid of some of it, huh? But
yeah. Some of my hand tools, I use a lot of hand tools. I don't have a lot of specialty machines for guitar making, but I have basic woodworking machines and then lots of hand tools. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the way I work. There's no CNC, no computers in here.
You haven't invested the $150,000 or whatever it takes to get one of those?
No desire to. The problem with those machines is they want to do all the fun stuff.
Ah.
And it leaves me with all the sanding and lacquering.
Yeah, no, you want to be in the carve it out and make it look. Yeah.
Yeah. So a bunch of my hand tools, a real basic woodworking machine, a bandsaw. It's a workhorse around here. I cut lots of stuff on here.
Yeah.
This is an overhead router. I can do my little inlays, my logo inlay, the abalone. Do that on here.
All right.
Drill press. Bridge pin holes.
Got to drill holes, yeah.
Yeah, tuner holes, things like that. This is a metal lathe, which is a little unusual for a guitar shop. But I actually make my own truss rods, which are made of stainless steel.
Wow. No way, that's crazy.
There are lots of little parts that have to be made to produce these things.
Yeah.
So you can see it look closer, batch of these are the little blocks that go right here, and they have to be drilled and threaded and all of that. And then these little tubes go on here and there's drilling and threading to do.
Yeah.
So, I actually have a patent on this design. So
for a truss rod?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Nice.
For this particular design, it's different from most in that you have to turn the nut more to get a certain amount of bending.
Oh.
So what that does is it's like geared down. It makes them very smooth and easy to adjust.
Ah, right. So 1/4 turn doesn't break the neck.
Right.
Yeah.
Most guitars, it's like 1/8 to 1/4 is your full range of adjustment.
Right.
Mine's like a turn and a half.
Oh.
Makes it much easier to adjust the neck on a guitar.
Yeah, and safer.
So I make those and put them in my guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else use them or clamoring for them?
Allied Lutherie sells a production model of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every month you probably get a check for 85 cents.
Something like that, yeah.
On royalties on it, huh?
Yeah. No, quite a few people are using them, and so far the feedback's really good.
Good.
Because they're just so much smoother. I don't even have to use them. Well, I mean, I have a little Allen wrench, but I don't have to put a pair of pliers or an extension handle on that to turn it.
Yeah.
I reach through the strings with my fingers and turn it.
Wow. That is really slick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This contraption here is a wide belt sander.
Oh, okay.
It's got a great big sanding belt in it, and I can run full tops like this. I can run these through here, and they come out sanded to a uniform thickness. Very accurately.
Right. So you just I see you've got a little control panel over there.
Readout here, and I push a lever, and this table goes up and down. I can tell exactly where it is to 1,000th.
And so, like, one run through could take off how much?
15 or 20 thousandths.
Oh.
64th of an inch.
One run through can take off that much?
Yeah, well, on spruce.
Okay.
If I'm running Brazilian or something that's really oily,
yeah,
I take maybe 5 to 10.
To do that much.
If you do more, it heats up and it melts the resin in the wood and it plugs up the sanding belt.
Yeah.
It'll take it off.
Right, but you'll pay for it.
Plug up the belt.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
Bad all the way
I get
around.
longer belt life if I take little cuts.
Yeah.
What else? This is I've got this covered up with a project I'm working on.
Okay.
A little router table. I do a lot of pattern routing on here, like my headstock shape and my bridge shape.
Oh, okay.
Patterns. That's what's on the wall up here.
Yeah.
You can see my headstock shape.
Right.
Patterns
a lot of different,
bridge shapes, and things like that here. This is one of my nylon string bridges.
Okay.
Yeah. So I clamp a piece of wood in there and run it around here, and there's a little bearing, and it cuts off the excess wood.
Okay, so maybe it gets it. Yeah. And then you still have to do a lot of sanding on it, obviously.
Yeah,
because it's going to leave it relatively square, huh?
Yeah. It just does the profile, and then I have to do all the edges and set it up.
And then what do you got here?
A table saw. Under this guitar is a table saw.
Oh, okay.
And this is a guitar I'm working on right now in an adjustable mold. I have a pattern board for each of the body sizes I do, and I put it in here.
Oh, I see.
So I bump all these dowels up to the pattern board and tighten them in place. So now that defines the outside shape.
Wow.
And I can put my sides in here and put little spreader bars in there to hold them tight. And then I can work on things like putting in the lining. I just put in this curved lining this morning.
So I'm assuming you built this adjustable mold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago.
That's slick. So you can make anything up to, like, way bigger than anybody would want to.
Yeah.
Or as small as you wanted.
Yeah, I've built 17-inch archtop guitars in here, which is a pretty big guitar.
Yeah.
They do make 18-inch archtops, and that would fit in here, too.
Yeah, but who wants that?
I made it big enough so I could do anything in it and wouldn't have to make another one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good, you know.
Yeah.
The good woodworker's creed, sort of, you know.
Right.
Yep.
Make it big enough to handle anything.
Or build for cut for the future or something, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, so that's about it.
That's it, huh?
Clamps and stuff. And,
right.
Oh, this is a joiner, just for straightening edges. Like when I join the two halves of a top, this is two pieces of wood.
Oh, right.
Glued together.
Mm-hmm.
I run them through here, which it's all nicely tuned and sharpened, so it's a perfect flat edge, and they just go right together. I barely even have to clamp them.
Right.
They fit that tight. And it's an invisible seam.
Yeah.
This doesn't look invisible because I drew a pencil line on it.
Yeah.
But on this side...
It's pretty, it just kind of blends right in.
Yeah. So it's not even there.
And this is what kind of spruce? Is it just...
This is European spruce.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to go on that Brazilian rosewood guitar.
Right.
On here.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I have some numbers written on here that indicate its density and its stiffness in each direction. I'm very concerned about the stiffness this way versus the stiffness this way. It's a really important ratio. It almost doesn't matter how stiff they are.
Oh, as long as the ratio's right.
The relationship is what's really important to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So what's a good ratio? Because obviously the long way is going to be much stiffer than the cross way.
Yeah. But there's a certain ratio of stiffness, and it relates to the shape of the guitar, too.
Okay, so it's,
that if you get them right, when you tap the guitar top, say right here where the bridge is going to go, there'll be, it'll go into a vibrational mode, and there'll be a line that forms more or less a circle in the lower bout. It's an area where the top does not move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you get that to be, if you get the stiffness ratio right, that line will be in almost a circle or a rounded square.
Wow.
And that, if you can get that in the blank top and in the brace top, it tends to make a much more efficient guitar. So they're more sensitive. So
it's going to be a line of what? Shavings or something, right?
Yeah, I sprinkle sawdust on here.
Yeah.
And I excite the top. I actually use a signal generator and a little speaker.
Right.
Like this. I hold this over and hit it with sound waves. And it sends it into vibration. And at certain frequencies, then I'll get certain patterns.
Yeah.
And I look for a pattern that indicates the stiffness this way, and another pattern that indicates the stiffness this way. And they're at different frequencies.
Okay.
And when I get the distance between them right, then I know that when the guitar top's all done, it'll have the right balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll figure all that out.
Yeah, I was going to say a little... So I'm assuming not all guitar builders go for this kind of scientific approach.
No.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah. So they were not doing this 200 years ago.
No, they did it. They did in a way.
The tapping,
because,
just hand tapping, huh?
Yeah, what I'm doing with this and creating these visual patterns is the same thing you're doing when you pick it up and do this. And
right, and hearing the response. Yeah.
Right, and if you tap in different places, you can get different notes.
Right, like
depending on which vibrational mode is excited.
Wow.
Yeah, and the old guys knew how to hear those, and they did the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just for me, I like this because I can get a visual pattern that I can write down.
Right, a little easier to replicate. And
from years and years ago,
yeah.
I can go back and see the data in as much clarity as I saw 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I can go through my book and compare things and look for trends and patterns and try to sort the good guitars from the really good guitars.
Yeah, yeah.
So that they're all really good guitars.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be building one and don't need to build a clunker.
No, that's no fun. There's too much work in them.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Hey, well, thanks. This is neat. A lot of great information for a lot of folks out there, I think, and revealing some of the mysteries of what really goes on in a one-man shop, which is completely different than at Taylor or Martin or Santa Cruz and all those places.
Yeah, it is. I spend a lot of time on little details.
Yeah.
This thing with the top. And I mean, right now I've got all this wood out because I'm trying to pick just the perfect headstock veneer.
Right. Instead of just running over to the bin and grabbing something and saying, this one, here are 10, they go on the next 10 guitars.
Yeah. It's going to have veneer on the front, veneer on the back. I want them to kind of match. There's going to be wood in the rosette. I want there to be some consistency between all of those. It looks like a nice unified package. And I want to pick wood that goes nicely with the back and sides. Mm-hmm. Complements it well.
Yeah. Nice.
Color and pattern. Sometimes it takes me hours to pick a headstock veneer.
You're getting too picky.
I know. I'm getting way too picky.
Yeah, but you know what? You care about everybody that's buying your guitar, too. You know, it's like, and so you really want to make sure you hand them something you're really proud of.
Yeah. And I don't build very many, so I want everyone to be just as good as they can be.
Might as well take the time, do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot. This is great. Appreciate the quick tour, and nice visiting with you, and we'll see a lot more stuff from you in the very near future, I'm sure.
I hope so, yeah.
Thanks.